Surprise! It's me. Hello friends, this is Worm, and I know I said I was out of town, but I did not want to leave y'all with no content, so I recorded this video on the Friday before I left, and yeah, let's go ahead and get to the meat of the content, which is why I don't play Trials of Osiris, or really any 3v3 game mode. So if you've been around the channel for any amount of time, you have probably noticed a distinct lack of 3v3 gameplay, whether it's Trials, competitive, anything like that. Like I think last week I did have some 3v3 gameplay on the new map or the new map playlist or whatever, because it was only 3v3, but I don't play Trials, and I don't care to play Trials. I don't really play comp. Like I played comp enough to get a couple of great rolls on Belisarius, and I haven't touched it since. I never really go for an ascendant level so I get the emblem for competitive. I never really make a conscious effort to go flawless in Trials, and I really just kind of wanted to use this video to talk about why. And it boils down to there's a couple different reasons, but the primary reason why I don't play these game modes is, to me, they're just not fun. And they're, you know, and I know this is opinionated, because I know some people are like, what, how can you say Trials isn't fun? Like it, you know, it really gets your blood going, blah, blah, like that's great. I'm glad it does that for you, but it doesn't do that for me. You see, I play Destiny 2 because I enjoy the fast-paced shooter, the action, the abilities, like all that stuff. Like I love all that about Destiny 2. But when you go play Trials, or when you play competitive, like all that fast-paced action slows way down. I mean, I remember I was playing in a Trials game, and like it's like nobody was wanting to do anything. Like it was a stalemate. Everybody's behind cover. Everybody's like, okay, what do we gotta do? You peek out, take a shot or two, then get back behind cover, you know, until somebody finally was unlucky enough to step right in front of 2 enemies or 3 enemies at once and just get instantly picked, and then everybody collapses. And like it's not a fun, it's not an engaging game mode. And that's the biggest reason for me why. You know, sixes, which is where I live, sixes are fun, they're chaotic, they're action packed. I really cannot wait for these new maps to be added to the 6v6 playlist. If they have, I haven't played on them yet, so hopefully I'll be able to play on them soon. But they're gonna be chaotic, they're gonna be fun, they're gonna have ability spam, you're gonna have all kinds of weapon spam. Like I'm very much looking forward to this. But Trials of Osiris, like it's the opposite of that. And I know there's some people out there that love that slow, methodical gameplay, you know, that skill-based, you know, that skill-based gameplay, so to speak. You know, hey, like, you know, there's X number of teammates, like blah blah blah, like I'm about to really flex my skill by winning a 1v3. But I think that if you get 2 teams that are equally competent, like it's all a game of luck. You know, who's gonna get the first pick, who's going to make, you know, the tiniest mistake, because as soon as one person dies, the rest of the enemy team is going to collapse on the last 2. It's very predictable, I guess. And yeah, like every now and then, obviously every now and then, there's going to be somebody who pulls a fast one on you. You know, if you're on a team and, oh my gosh, I just got a double snipe, there's one person left. Sometimes that one person will surprise you and win a 1v3. Like, you know, that's happened to me, and it feels really awesome when that happens, but I'm not necessarily chasing that high. Like, you know, that happens so infrequently that it's like, yeah, it's awesome when it does, but it's not worth going and playing 10-15 games looking for that moment of glory, right? Like sixes, I can pull off a fun play, a really awesome play, a strong play, a quad, or even a 5-piece, or maybe even a 6-piece pretty frequently. Like every single game in sixes, I can easily pull off a couple of nasty triple kills a game, you know, and that's the kind of thrill I'm looking for. Not the thrill in Trials where once in a blue moon I get, wow, this really awesome play, I won a 1v3, blah blah, whatever you want to call it. Like that's not a high that I'm really trying to chase, because they're so infrequent. But you know, obviously besides the fun factor for me, I think there's also the loot factor. Trials of Osiris, quite frankly, it hasn't had anything special to me. And I know somebody's gonna come out here and say, oh my gosh, but Worm, what about the summoner? It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yes, so I've heard. Yes, I have a couple of rolls on the summoner. Yeah, like it's decent, but at the same time, I have other stuff that I just use, like in Crucible. You know, I don't use auto rifles in Crucible. I don't use 120 scout rifles in the Crucible. They're just not, that's not where it's at. Like, you know, I don't use them in PvE stuff. Like if I'm going to use like a summoner, like what's the god roll PvE summoner? Like heal clip incandescent. I know that's a good one. I don't know if that's necessarily your personal god roll, but that's one of my god rolls. Like I have Abyss Defiant that I like more for that. Abyss Defiant has more range. It hits harder. Like it's got enhanced perks, which I know that summoner will have enhanced perks, stuff like that. But at the same time, like I enjoy 360s inside of PvE more. Or I have a sidearm that I would rather use. What is it? The heliocentric. I have one with heal clip incandescent. I would rather use that. I would rather, you know, there's a lot of other weapons I would rather use than something like summoner. Or same thing with Prophet. Like if I'm going to use, you know, a stasis weapon that can roll with, let's see, Demolitionist and Headstone, I'll use my Horror Story. Like I really like Horror Story. I use it a lot. Like, I mean, I don't really find myself using stasis primaries all that much to be completely honest here. Like if I'm going to use a stasis primary, it's probably going to be Verglass Curve or Wicked Implement. You know, I'm not using the Prophet or anything like that very often, but you know, the loot for me is just, it's not really there. You know, the last time I really played a 3v3 game mode to any for any real loot chase was in competitive, and it was when I was chasing a Belisarius with a good roll, and I got several good rolls on Belisarius, but I've got all the rolls I'm looking for. I'm not in competitive. I'm not trying to grind an Ascendant to get that emblem, because I'm not even going to use that emblem. Like I'm going to put on my, you know, Oryx Exalted or Exalted Beyond Oryx, whatever it's called, emblem, or, you know, I'm going to use my, you know, one of my other more unique emblems than just this. Hey, like I really tried hard and grinded my butt off inside of comp for this emblem. You know, that's just, I don't know, but I mean, it's a pretty self-explanatory. Like those are the reasons why I don't play Trials. That's the reason why I don't play competitive. That's the reason why I just don't play 3v3s. You know, there's not really, the reason I play Crucible is for fun. I don't do it for loot. Okay, if you want me to play for loot, you've got to offer something special. Trials of Osiris had Immortal. I chased an Immortal down because I wanted an Immortal for PvE and for PvP, and I got both of them, and that was it. Like I was done once I got those. And so until Bungie adds something really, really special, really awesome, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have to get this weapon. I mean, I'm not looking for it. Like, you know, and even then I might just be like, it's really not worth it to me. Like, I think everybody has weapons that they're like, this is my golden egg. You know, this is my white whale, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm looking for this weapon, you know. So you go in to Root of Nightmares whenever it's farmable, and you grind the heck out of it, hoping for this weapon to drop, or hoping to get a red box of this weapon so that you can take them into the crafting thing and craft your god roll. Like, you know, like everybody has their own personal god rolls on whatever that they're looking for. For me, it ain't in Trials, it ain't in competitive. But yeah, anyways, with that being said, that's kind of it for this video. I just want to talk about why I don't play Trials, why I don't play in the 3v3 playlist, like, because I'm sure there's probably somebody that's noticed it, that you not see me very much over there. But that being said, I want to hear your thoughts on Trials. Do you like Trials? Like, do you play it religiously? Do you play it just every now and then? Tell me all of that in the comments. Of course, if you like today's video, do me a favor, drop a like, it helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content, and guys, do me a favor, watch the videos you see here on the end screen, because for whatever reason YouTube thinks you'll like them. See y'all in the next one. Bye for now.